Howdy everyone, it's Andrew Wild here, and I'm going to give you a tip today and maybe a few extra bits of information as well. The tip I'm going to show you today is how to remove the orifice reducer from your essential oil bottle without touching it. What's an orifice reducer, you might ask? Well, it's that white thing that you can see right there that's at the top of the bottle. The other question you might have is, why would you need to remove it? One of the reasons you might need to remove it is for cooking. Some of the essential oils, when we use them in cooking, are really strong. They're so strong we don't want to use a drop that comes out of the bottle. So therefore we want to use a toothpick amount, and to get that toothpick amount we would remove this orifice reducer to be able to stick a toothpick in. So to find out more about that, make sure you have a look at your Cooking with Essential Oils guide. We talk about the toothpick method in there, and that explains more about when we want to use the toothpick method and which oils we want to use that for. But let me now show you how we remove this orifice reducer without touching it. So obviously we don't want to touch it and flick it off with our fingers, because that's going to put grime and dirt and so forth onto there, and we want to keep that as clean and pristine as possible. So the way that you do it is like this. You get the cap, which is the white cap, you put the oil bottle on a slight angle, and you put that on like that. Now what you do is you turn it like that, twist it, and you can see how that really simply pops off. So that's really simple when you know how. If you want to put it back on, put it in, screw it on nice and tight, and then it's back in. So that's how easy it is to take on and off. So I'll just do that once more, and then I'll show you another tip. So you put it on an angle. Sometimes you might miss it like I did there. There we go. Like that, and you've got it. So didn't have to touch it, and I managed to remove the orifice reducer without touching it. So now you could get, say, your toothpick and stick that in there, and then swirl the toothpick in your meal for cooking purposes. So that's how you can do that. Now, another reason why you want to be able to do the orifice reducer, remove it, is you might want to apply a rollerball fitment. So the rollerball fitment looks like this, and it can go onto virtually any Young Living essential oil bottle that has SB on the bottom of it, which is basically most of them nowadays. And this makes it, converts it into an instant rollerball, which is awesome. Another reason why you want to use this rollerball is for old essential oil bottles. So if you have old essential oil bottles, why not use them by filling up, say, 10, 15 drops in them, filling up the rest with, say, V6, and putting a rollerball onto it, and then you've got a roll-on. Pretty simple, and you could use that. You could give that. You can use it for the kids because it's pre-diluted, so you don't need to dilute it if you're using it with your kids. So let me just show you now in terms of the rollerball fitment. So the rollerball fitment, simply place it on there. But here's the thing which I noticed some people were doing wrong, and I didn't realise this until people had real issues trying to get this securely fastened onto the bottle. The white lid on my left, well, to my left, I don't know what side it is on for you, this white lid is the one that comes with the bottle by default. This black lid is what comes with the rollerball fitment. You have to use the black lid. You have to use it. The white lid won't work properly, because what you need to do with the black lid is now put it on like that and screw it in really tight. Okay, and what that does is that fixes the rollerball fitment onto the bottle like that. So now that's fixed on, and I've used the black lid. What some people were doing was some people were trying to use the white lid to do that process, and it wasn't working. It wasn't fixing the rollerball in. So just remember the black lid for the rollerball fitment. And similarly with the rollerball fitment, you can get it off in basically the same way that we got off the orifice reducer. And that is, you put the oil bottle on an angle, you put that on there like that, and you take it off like that. So that's how we can take off the rollerball fitment without touching it as well. And to put it on, I'll put it on without touching it by, you can see it's the actual fitment is in there, and I'll put it on like that, try and get it in there like that, screw it on, tighten it up, and we're done. So that's that's the two tricks to being able to put on the rollerball fitment and being able to take off the orifice reducer. Just remember the difference in the cap colours. The black is for the rollerball fitment only, the white is when you don't have the rollerball fitment on. Alright, now one more thing I want to share with you before we go tonight is I want to share with you another one of my favourite Ningxia red shots. And this one, I call it Southern Smash because it uses lemon myrtle as one of the drops. So one of the drops I'm going to add in is lemon myrtle. So let me just add one drop of lemon myrtle like that. The other one I'm going to add is ocotea. And I'm going to put one drop of ocotea on there. Now ocotea is a really interesting oil. It comes from, there we go, one drop. It comes from Ecuador and our Ecuador farm. It's distilled on location at the Ecuador farm. And it actually comes from the leaves of the ocotea tree. So the tree isn't chopped down or anything like that. They harvest the leaves from it, and the leaves are then brought to the Young Living farm, which is just outside of Guayaquil in Ecuador. And when they bring them to the farm, they have to make sure that the oils are left out for 10 days, or after they're harvested, they have to be out for 10 days to give them enough time, they call it on the deck. And every day when they arrive to Young Living, they're spread out on the deck and they're actually rotated twice a day by hand. The reason for that is because they have to be, the leaves have to be completely dry before they're distilled. So, you know, it's quite labour intensive when you, like we were there when they were doing this, and you see the ocotea leaves have to be undercover because they have to be dry, and they have to rotate them and turn them over twice a day until they're completely dry before they can start distilling the leaves. The ocotea is amazing in its cinnamon-like flavour, and it's been used for more than 500 years in Ecuador, South and Central America for flavouring foods and beverages because of that cinnamon type flavour. And it also has a nickname. They give it a nickname, false canalia or false cinnamon, in Ecuador because it has that cinnamon-like flavour and taste to it, but it isn't cinnamon. So there you go. I've put in the lemon myrtle, so the Aussie Ecuador combination. It's awesome. So make sure you try out the Southern Smash Ningxia red shot. All right, that's it for me. Have a good weekend, and I'll see you next time. See you later. See if I can touch the finish button.